Before we get started, are you guys trying to build your studio but don't have all the money right now? Well, if you're trying to do that, you might want to go ahead and click on my link in the description and head over to Zounds.com. Zounds has a whole bunch of stuff on the site, and they have a whole bunch of stuff on the site that does not require a credit or background check. Meaning, all you have to do is order it, they will ship it to you, and then you can just make monthly installments while you use your stuff. Now, it's not everything on the site, but it is a whole bunch of stuff on the site that you guys can get right now by clicking my link in the description and heading over to Zounds.com. So why wait? Go ahead and get you some gear today. Yo, did you know Analog Cases made a stand that can fit the Hydra Synth, the MPC Key 37, and the MPC X Special Edition, and the MPC X too? They're the same size. Yeah, Analog Cases has just added a new stand to their already popular XTS stands. This stand is called the XL stand, and this thing is dope. This is a professional stand that is made for professional users. And this thing will protect your gear because it is made from 100% solid steel. And even if you put a mid-size keyboard or your MPC X or your MPC X Special Edition, this thing hugs those machines just like a glove. These stands are adjustable, so they're not one size fits all. If you want to make them smaller, you can. If you want to make them wider, you can do that as well. And these stands have ample clearance for all your cords and cables as well. So if you're looking for a really dope stand for your mid-sized keyboards and for your MPC X or MPC X Special Edition, go ahead and click my link in the description and head over to Analog Cases and get you the new XL stand today.
What up, what up, what up, what up, what up, what up, what up? What is good? What is good, everybody? What is good? What is good? Can y'all hear me? Is everything good? What's up? What's up? We on here early in the morning today. Early in the morning. Early in the morning. What is good? Michael Bunsinger. I think that's how you say it. Norman Candio. That's how you say it. I don't know the other one. Kahaya Tulit. Kahaya Tulit, what's good? Babbitt OTB, what's good? The Ambassador. Chill, what's good? What is good? Chill already on it. DJ Cashville, what's up? What's up? What's good? Stop the capo. I like that one right there. Y'all let me know where y'all at, man. Y'all let me know where y'all at. What's this? Phil Will? That's how you say it? What's good, man? What's good? Charles Harris, what's up? Thank you, thank you. Thank you, Charles, man. Stooney, what's good? I am Ray Beats. What is up? What is up? O'Break Media? O'Break Media? O'Break Media? 7 Millie J Beats. That's how you say it? 7 Mile My J Beats. You from Detroit? Deuce Beats, what's good? Deuce Beats, what's good? Dr. Indy, what's good? You have a member in here. DJ Griffology. Did I say that right? Traveling East. Streets. Haggad. Okay. I am Ray Beats. What's up? What is good? Let's see who we got. Gifted Brother. What's up? What's up? What's up? Give a few shout outs in here, man, before we get to start talking. Man, it's been crazy right now with this whole AI situation, man. I had some notes, but I'm not even going to follow them. You know what I'm saying? Y'all let me know where y'all are at. Y'all let me know where y'all at, what city you're in, if you're even up right now. And even, y'all let me know, what type of equipment y'all stuff use. What type of equipment y'all use, too. I want to know that as well. What y'all using. Let's let people know what y'all are using, too. Backwood Beats, what's good? Underdog Studios, what's up? What's up? Christopher Charles, what's good? Long Beach, man, it's only like 7:21 over there, man. It's early in the morning. Thank you so much, Ant. I ain't know you from Long Beach, Ant. Luke KH Forama, 3 ads. Okay. Thank you so much, the ambassador. Thank you for becoming another level 1, man. Thank you for so much for coming a member, man. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Dave Ed, thank you so much. M4YN, what's good? South Africa, there we go. I was just in Jayberg not too long ago. Online earning, what's good? What's good? Tightrope. Caddy Beats, okay. Lauderdale, I know about Lauderdale. I know about Lauderdale. Yeah. North Cac, here we go. Backwood Beats. Giorgio, let's go. Fort Worth, Texas. Okay, all right. CTK Beats, what's good? Peoria, Illinois. Boy, hey, man, I don't want no problems from you, CTK. I know how it is in Peoria. I got some guys down here from Peoria, man. Woo. Wow, man. Wow. And bless the dead, one of the guys that came down here, man, he got killed. He actually came down in Atlanta for a minute, and then he went back to Peoria and got killed up there, man. It's crazy. Crazy place up there, man. Peoria is a very, very crazy place. Good people, though, but yeah, you know. Yeah, it's crazy up there. Okay. Tactical MIDI, what's good? All right, what's good? FL Studio MPC Hybrid, okay. Good, okay. All right, so yeah, let's go ahead. We got a few people in here right now. Let's go ahead and start the discussion right now. And that is, oh, chill, you from Gary, Indiana? Wow. Woo. Hold on, before we start discussion, Gary, Indiana. Quick story. We're going to get into discussion. We had to perform there at the Michael Jackson thing that they have like every year. I don't know if they have it anymore, but they used to have like a Michael Jackson tribute thing, and they used to have like the community come out and do stuff like that. And we went there in 2015. We went there in August of 2015. And I kept wondering why they had to have we had to have like a whole police escort going in and coming out until we got there. And we went there. And right after we left, because we performed and everything, I met, Michael's mom and everything. I met Catherine. I met the kids. We actually ended up going over to the house. We actually ended up going over to both of the houses, because if you're in Gary, the Jacksons bought the house and the house next door to them, and they kind of like got it all gated up. It's real nice and everything. Went there, and we had to get like rushed out, because even though they were doing a community event for the people, somehow a gun got in there and people started wilding out. So they was like, hey, time to go. It's like crazy. And it's crazy where the Jackson's house is. Their house is directly right behind the high school. So like they literally like will walk out the back of their house, and the track field is literally right behind the Jackson's house. Like literally right behind it. Like it's a gate and it's the track right behind it. So chill, you know, if you from Gary, you know, I'm telling the truth. Hodge Records, Duval. Javis Jennings, has anybody made a full beat in the MPC? Just asking. I'm a reason guy trying to learn, but I don't see how folks made beats in it besides sampling. You definitely do not watch my channel. Because if you watch my channel, I have made plenty of beats using the MPC. I have kitchen cook-ups. I have a whole bunch of stuff. I show how to, it's... Most of the beats that was made in the early 2000s was made on the MPCs, and those MPCs didn't have as much stuff as it has right now. You know what I'm saying? Graded Beats, what's good? All right, the Lou in here. Okay, St. Louis, that's another crazy place, but East St. Louis, woo, boy, yeah. But yeah, let's go ahead. Westside Jones, thank you so much for becoming a member, man. I appreciate that. If you guys want to become a member, please do. It helps out the channel. I don't really know what else I'm going to do, but I'm going to do some giveaways and stuff like I've been doing giveaways and stuff like that. Oh, just clarify, you from the DMV. I was saying PR. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and get to it, man. We got a few people in here, so let's go ahead and get to it. If you are watching, please go ahead and hit that like button for me. And please, if you're not following me yet, just go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well. And I'm gonna be doing more of these lives. I'm gonna do live cookups. I'm gonna be doing a lot of stuff with some new equipment and stuff because this is easy to do lives right now. It's just much easier to do lives. I got a baby, and doing a lot of these long form content videos is cool. I can do it for a few companies, but just to kind of talk with you guys and try to have like a great conversation with you guys, I think this is better than just me talking and then y'all just come to the comment sections later on. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you from Griffin? Jarvis? Yeah, Griffin's getting a little crazy too now. It definitely is. Griffin is getting crazy. But yeah, and so if you guys do want to sign up, to become a member, I'm gonna be doing some member lives as well. So y'all look out for that. And of course, I'm gonna be doing some more live beat reviews are coming soon. I just had to take a break with this baby, man. It's been a little bit different. I had to kind of like realign myself. But with this baby, man, it's crazy. And ain't no AI gonna help me out with this baby. I'll tell you that much. But yeah, so I'm gonna be doing more lives like this in the morning. I try to do it around EA Ski because I know Ski comes up early in the morning. I really don't know when he does it, so I try to be mindful of when people do their lives or whatever, so we won't be kind of crossing over because there's so many good people that do lives in the morning like that a lot of times I kind of push my lives back because there's a lot of good people that have been doing their lives in the morning. And I got to start doing mine in the morning because it just makes more sense because I can have more stuff, in the day or whatever. But I'm gonna be doing more lives like this in the morning because it just makes more sense, and I can sit here and have a good talk with you guys. So what we're going to talk about is AI really going to replace, musicians, artists, writers, producers? Is AI going to replace that? And right now, I'm here to tell you guys that AI is big business. Okay? It's big business. It's been big business. And it's even bigger business over the past couple weeks. And I'm going to tell you why I think that. And for everybody's asking me a lot of questions that are not related to AI, just stay towards the end of this live stream. And I'm going to ask as many questions, okay? I'm going to ask as many questions as I can. But if you guys are watching this right now, please go ahead and hit that like button for me. If you don't want to subscribe, if you don't want to donate, if you can donate to the chat if you want to, because I always say this, please donate to your favorite creators because, we try to stay engaged. We try to stay engaged and we try to come on here. And a lot of times, we don't want to be in the studio. A lot of times, some people, have to depend on this for their job. So if you can support a creator, whether it's me or anybody else, please go ahead and support a creator. It really helps out. So you can either donate via the chat or you can do Cash App or PayPal. I got the links in the video description. But if you can't do that, just hit the like button so it can kind of trigger the algorithm in a sense. So yeah. AI, it's a big business right now. It's big business on both sides, okay? It's kind of like, we're in this whole thing like Republicans and Democrats, and right now you have people basically going at it with each other. And there's a lot of people who are benefiting off of the AI by, doing some good reviews about it and some people that just don't like it at all. And right now it's been a very hot topic for a lot of people here on YouTube because number one, it gains views. Number one, it helps the pockets a little bit. And it's a hot topic because now we actually have a face. We have a face that we can now associate the evil AI with. AI is evil. It is downright evil, and we don't need AI because it's going to kill the music industry, and it's just going to destroy us all. The evil Timberland. That's what everybody's saying right now. It's the evil Timberland. He's going to destroy everything, which, and I'm just going to be 100 because I try to look at it from both angles, okay? I'm looking at this from both angles So I'm going to talk about the good, I'm going to talk about the bad, and I'm going to talk about what really, really matters in a sense. When we look at what AI is doing, if we can call it that, if we can look at it, AI has been out for a very long time. We just haven't really been noticing it because it's been overseas. They have been developing AI for a long time, and it's been out before Timberland has even been using it. And to be honest with you, a lot of people that are on here even talking about AI have been on some of these sites, including me, and I've tried the whole AI thing. I've tried to make a track with it. I try to do it. And just to be honest with you, at my age right now, I really just don't have the time to do it by myself. I don't. And just me being a creative person, I just like making music the way I've known to make music, okay? And throughout the years, there's been a whole bunch of stuff that has came out. There's already been artists that have came out that are AI artists. This has already been done. There are several AI artists already out overseas. And you can't stop. You can't stop a train that's in full motion. And that's the sad part about it. You can't stop it. But what I'm looking at it as is what we can honestly do about it. And to be honest with you guys, all we can do is talk about it. That's all we can do is talk. But since we have a notable face that we can attach to AI, now it's just, oh my goodness, it's blown just so big and whatever. And everybody, and I get it. Don't get me wrong. I get it. I get that, yes, Timberland has all the resources in the world. He can find artists. He can do this. He can do that. I get it. But I'm going to tell you guys this here. I'm going to tell you guys, regardless of what a lot of y'all think about what Timberland has done, you cannot erase his legacy. And let me be very honest with you guys, okay? You can't erase his legacy. Now, what you got to understand, people like, not because you got people saying, well, we don't know if he even produced some of the beats that he did and this, that, whatever. There are countless stories of people talking about Timberland producing for him. And you got to understand the lineage that he came up under, okay? Like, in the 90s, you really couldn't fake production. You couldn't, you know what I'm saying? You couldn't fake production. He came up under, I can't remember his name, from Jodeci. I can't remember his name. God, dog, that's one of my favorite groups. He came up under one of the producer of Jodeci. Okay? And he was a prolific producer. He produced all the stuff from Jodeci, and they all came up together. Him, Genuine. I'm not sure if the Neptunes or whatever, but I got a whole story about the Neptunes and stuff like that. With that, my guy from Tim and Bob, he told me about that. But yeah, Devontae. Was it Devontae or Dalvin? Yeah, it was Devontae. So he came up under him. You got to think that during the 90s, you could not fake production, especially if you're coming up underneath somebody. Regardless if you were sampling or if you were making beats or whatever, you could not fake that. The Basement Crew, thank you so much. So he was a producer, and you could not fake being a producer at that time because you had to use real instruments at that time. So regardless if you were a producer, regardless if you were a sampler or if you had to go out and play the sounds or whatever, you had to be hands-on with it. So this whole thing about trying to discredit him as a producer, I get it. I understand that we had other producers that did produce with Timberland, the same way that he produced with Devontae, the same way that a lot of other producers have produced for some of the biggest producers out here. There are a lot of producers that use other producers, and if you sometimes look at the actual credits, you will see these other producers. Okay? Top producers right now, they collaborate with a whole bunch of other producers. It happens. You have to come up. I had to come up under a top producer. Okay? It happens. I might have produced a whole song by myself, and I look at the credits and I see his name on the credits. Well, I was using his studio. I was using his knowledge. I was using his electricity. So, hey, go ahead and put your name on the credits. I still got my publishing and everything. It's all good. So that's how these things happen. You cannot take away what he has done for the music game and how he's actually shaped the sound of music, because one thing that we can all say is if we hear a Timberland beat, regardless if it's made by Timberland or made by somebody else, we're going to say, hey, that sounds like a Timberland beat. Okay? Now, let's keep it 1,000. My favorite producer is Manny Fresh. My favorite producer is Manny Fresh. Another one of my favorite producers is KLC. You know what I'm saying? Because I grew up in that whole Cash Money and No Limit sound. That was like my thing in high school. Timberland is there. Dre is there. Definitely. You know what I'm saying? Bangladesh. I love Bang. You know what I'm saying? I like what he's done to the music game. Like, people don't give Bangladesh the amount of credit he deserves. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, a lot of people want to take away people's legacies. And then I see Scantless B saying, but you can't take away his future legacy. The thing about it is, a lot of musicians, once they get a little older, people don't really even care about what they're doing. So I don't look at what people's future legacies are, because we don't know what the future holds. We don't know what the future holds. If it's like that, we should have been thinking about what's going to be the future of R. Kelly. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can't go about what the future holds, because we don't know what's even going to happen with this whole AI situation. But like I was saying before, it's a lot of people that know that this is a hot topic. They're going to talk about it. But there is some things that I do agree that Timberland did do wrong. Okay? I do agree that Timberland did some things that were wrong. And I'm actually skipping a little bit further, but I'm going to go ahead and say it. Timberland, I think with the latest thing where everybody's kind of jumping on his back, I think the latest thing is, he did not shout out Cutty Fresh. And I think that was wrong. Okay? And I'm going to tell you why, and I'm not going to give you guys like a whole, why I think he did it wrong, but I'm just going to say this. In the moment, a lot of times with a lot of these producers who deal with a lot of artists and stuff like that, and I've done it even myself, where I would play somebody's track or do whatever, and I forget to shout out somebody or whatever. But in that situation, I think if you have a smaller producer or something like that, I think that before he played the beat, he should have said, hey, yo, K Fresh, Cut It Fresh, yo, this thing is hard, do this. At least give him the shout out. Because that, you never know what that would have done. Because I've seen Cut It Fresh's stuff on my IG timeline and stuff like that. So I've seen it, and, boom, he played it and he remixed it in with another track. I get what Timbo is doing. I get it. But I still think that he should have at least have shot it out. You know what I'm saying? And the thing about it is, a lot of people like Joseph Airborne is saying he can definitely tarnish his legacy. His legacy is not going to be tarnished at all. As much as we want to say his legacy is going to be tarnished, it's not, because he's a very, very, very small player in this whole AI situation. Okay? And I'm going to break this thing down for you. If you guys want to hang around, I'm going to break this thing down for you so you guys can kind of understand where this is actually going. Okay? But you got to hang around. If you hang around 15, maybe another 10 or 15 months, I'm going to break this whole thing down, but I got to stick to what we're talking about here. So there's already been AI artists. I've already mentioned it before. I think it was Nika. I forgot what it was, but this AI artist came out years ago and had a fan base. You know what I'm saying? Had a fan base. And then when people found out it was AI, people was like, hold on, this ain't a real person. Oh, they jumped off ship. You know what I'm saying? They jumped off ship. And the thing about it is, humans right now at this point do not really mess with stuff that they know that is 100% artificial intelligence. That's why I was trying to tell people, you got to give this thing some time. You got to give it some time before we automatically think, before you automatically think like this is going to just take over and ruin things and this, that, whatever. At the core of it all, and like I've been saying this for about a week and a half now, even though I made my last video with the Timberland situation, I've been around technology. Okay? I've been around technology for a minute. And now I'm going to talk about that as well, because this is where people's, people get roused up over this, but we're going to, like I said, just give it to me. I'm going to talk about it. I've been around technology. And when I started music, like I said before, I was in that crossover period between when people were switching strictly from analog into digital, and people swore that switching from analog to digital, oh my goodness, the music industry is over with. Right? Everybody swore that it was going to be over with. Oh my goodness, we're switching from analog to digital. It's over with. Music is done. The sound of it is going to be over with. Everybody's going to have access to this thing called music, and we're through. It is over with. We're cooked. And we're still here. We're still here. We're still here. Oh my God, everybody's going to be recording at home, and the music is going to be so watered down and diluted and this, that, whatever. And we're still here. Because you know why? We learned how to adapt. It's the same way now after that point, once music went to a digital side where people can make beats on their laptops and on their PCs and on their Macs and all that stuff like that. Oh my God. Oh my goodness, FL Studio. These kids are typing in notes. They're typing in notes. These beats don't have any feelings. It's not going to have this. It's not going to have that. Oh my goodness. Oh, these kids they're buying MIDI packs online. Oh my goodness. And we're still here. We're still here. We're still here. Oh, I forgot something else. Oh my God, people are leasing beats online. They're leasing beats. Oh my goodness, they're taking their beats and oh my goodness, and they're destroying the beat game, and we're not going to survive this because they're selling beats and giving beats away for free. And oh my goodness, this is that, and oh my goodness, what are we going to do? And guess what? Producers are still getting paid. There are producers right now that are still getting paid. Flying from studio to studio, getting their per diems up. You know what I'm saying? Per day. My homeboy, Javar Rockmore. Y'all know Javar for being on my page. I went to the studio. I go to the studio all the time here. He's one of my good friends. He called me last night. He's working. He's in LA working on an album right now, getting it done. He's got a Korg Triton in there, because he wanted to hook up the Triton to another keyboard, which I got to call Javar back. He called me while I was at the swimming pool with my kids. I forgot. I gave them kids a bath and totally forgot to call Javar back. Damn. Javar, if you're watching this, I'm going to call you back, bro. I promise you. But he's working right now on hardware. And he's really like a FL Studio type of producer, but he's been working a lot on hardware, has tons of hardware units. Y'all can go look him up on my page. I always go to the studio because I love that he's now a hardware guy and he wants to get more into it. But I keep trying to tell people over and over again that this is music. We have different sectors of music. We have different sectors of music. We have people right now who don't do anything on computers that still make songs completely analog. They don't even want the boards that have any type of chips and all this stuff like that. It's completely analog. You have some people right now who like different styles of music. You have people that still like the backpack music. We have people that still like the 90s style of music. We have people that like the new age music. We have the people that do everything in the box. We have people that want to use a little bit of AI. We have people that don't want to use any AI. We have differences of opinions. But AI, the topic of AI, is big business. Because one, the more we talk about it on YouTube, the more we get viewership. We can get paid from it. We can stir up this whole fuss and do this and do that. And then two, the companies benefit because we're talking about it so much. The thing is, when we talk about it all the time, that's who's really benefiting from it, is the companies. Do you think Suno and all these places are hurting right now? No. No. Now with Timbo and the whole Beat Club thing, Jamor, J Manor, I never signed up with Beat Club, so I don't know how that went. But I know this, I signed up for a lot of other stuff before Beat Club came out, and I got swindled. I remember there was one thing that my homeboy was trying to get me to sign up to where you pay like $50 and you submitted your beat, and I'm telling my homeboy, I was like, man, I don't think that's right. He's like, man, we need to try it, man. We need to try it, man. I think it's something cool. And come to find out, it was the biggest swindle ever. It's people right now who talk about BeatStars right now. It's, oh my God, BeatStars swindled me out of this. Different websites that came out a long time ago. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know about Beat Club. I don't know how that happened. I don't know about that. I'm worried about this situation because right now, when you look at it, Timberland has been probably one of the most active producers that have been older producers that have made himself accessible to us, if you really think about it. And I think that's kind of cool. And it's kind of bad in the situation now because now you got people that, you know, once you put yourself out there, it's like, oh, you know, you got to deal with what comes with it. It's like being a YouTuber, like, you know, being a content creator, because you got to think, like, I pretty much stopped making music so far as, like, you know, with the industry. Like, I still do stuff with, like, industry artists and stuff like that. You know, some stuff might get picked up, some stuff might not, but I have fun doing this more. Now, this is, like, fun to me doing this. But when you put your face out here, you got to deal with everything that comes with it. Like, I got to deal with all the criticism. I got to deal with people chopping up clips with me talking. I got to deal with people not agreeing with what I agree with or what I say, or some people getting stuff misconstrued, people calling me a scam artist, people saying that my beats are not good, people are this, that. I got to deal with all that stuff. And it's cool because if you've really been in the music business for real and you've dealt with music business adversity, none of this stuff matters because I'm not tripping over nobody who's typing on the keyboard. That's how they feel. You know what I'm saying? That's how people feel. And sometimes you got to let people just talk themselves into their own little rut because that's all some people have is the keyboard and their cell phone. So you got to let people just deal with that. And with this situation is you have a producer that is really making himself accessible to a lot of people that a lot of other producers don't do this. You're not going to get Dr. Dre on no live stream like this. You're not going to get a lot of top producers from that day to be on here and to be as accessible to people right now. And I think that's cool for him to do that. You know what I'm saying? But I think a lot of people are taking certain things out of proportion because that's how you feel internally. I think what a lot of people feel is like, oh my God, like, you know, people saying with the Cut It Fresh thing, like I said before, yes, he should have shouted him out before he did that. Should have definitely shouted him out. But people saying Timbo got caught doing something that he swore he was not, feeding other people's music into an AI software. And let me just go ahead and be very clear with you guys with what a lot of you guys are saying, and you got to understand what is going on right now. And let's get to that point right now. The record labels right now have been heavily invested into AI. Okay? Every company has been heavily investing in AI. The last iPhone video commercial that came out with a guy sitting on the roof and all of that, that's a completely AI video. And it looks real, but it's definitely AI. So it's not just music, it's just technology as a whole. Okay? There's a whole bunch of commercials right now that are using AI technology. So let's look at it like this. Let's look at it like this. Everybody's saying swindle. Everybody, I get it. I've heard that plenty of times. I've heard that so many times throughout my whole life as being in music. When people disagree with you, it's like, or disagree with something that happened, it's a swindle. People don't know a lot of stuff that goes on behind the doors with this. Because at the end of the day, you know, there's been lawsuits and everything, but you don't even hear about those lawsuits and all that stuff anymore because at the end of the day, we don't know what happened. I don't know what happened, but I damn sure ain't heard nothing else about the lawsuits, okay? I ain't never signed up for Beat Club. I didn't do it because I didn't feel like me personally, I didn't need it. However, let's talk about AI. These record companies are heavily invested into AI. And what a lot of you guys fail to understand is so are these social media sites are heavily invested in AI. And deep buried inside of a lot of these contracts that you guys agree to, because y'all look at them as agreements when you sign up to IG, when you sign up to TikTok, when you sign up to this, with a lot of these AI, these social media sites, deep in these contracts, they technically own whatever you upload to these sites, including what we're on right now, which is YouTube. They own it. Okay? So every comment, every time you type, every time you upload something, every time you know, whatever you do, every single last bit of that is stored in what? Data. See, people going to start getting quiet now. They're going to try to find something else to say, but y'all listen to me now. Everything is stored in data. And inside of that data, it is being fed into AI models with or without your permission because you already signed up in the agreement. Because when you signed up for that agreement, track music, you just said it. When you signed up with that agreement, even if you have something copywritten, that now technically belongs to them. They can use it without your permission. So I don't want to hear all this stuff people are saying. That's why I kept saying this AI situation is bigger than Timberland. Because the problem is a lot of you guys are getting in your feelings because y'all are like, oh, if Timberland did that to me, oh my goodness, if he did that to me, this is whatever. No. The minute I play any beat on IG, TikTok, Facebook, whatever, YouTube, they technically have the right to use that. I understand, Joseph. I understand about ethics, but listen to me. They technically have the right to take that and feed that into AI models, right? And this is the kicker. This is the big thing that a lot of you guys don't understand. Every time you upload music onto any one of these sites, DistroKid, TuneCore, all of that stuff has heavy interest from Apple, which is iTunes, Amazon Music, all that. They have to upload that to their DSPs. We all know Apple. We all know Amazon. We all know Tidal. We all know those places have direct relationships with the music companies. Direct relationships, because they are a part of the music company. That's why the music companies get a bigger share from streaming from them. So they're automatically taking those models and they are adding those into the AI models, because we already know that the music companies are buying up everything. I forgot the one, and see, this is what people are not understanding is, Chill has been right here with me. The problem is, will there be some producers take credit for your beat, then go platinum? That's already happened. It's plenty of producers that have taken people's beats and took credit for it. That's happened in the 80s and the 90s. That's happened in the 40s and the 50s. This is old stuff. I understand something. Joseph, I understand you saying bottom line Tim was doing some sucker shit and was cool with it, unethical. Like I said before, he was wrong for doing that, but the song is not out. The moment that you put anything out right now, how do you think, and this is what people fail to realize, how do you think your iPhone detects how you talk? Because everything that you have been saying in your iPhone has been fed into an AI model. Everything. How do you think somebody who has a southern drawl can talk into an iPhone and the iPhone knows exactly what they're saying? How can somebody who may be living up in Maine who has like that real northern Yankee type of a drawl, or somebody from California who might have that, how do they understand that? Because it's always been listening. That is right. Everything that we do in our lives right now over the internet is being captured if we have our phones turned on or turned off. Everything we do on YouTube, how we talk, how we put our text and stuff on YouTube. When you guys are right here on YouTube leaving responses, everything is going into an AI model. Everything. That's how we came up. Yeah, Southern. Yeah, I did say it. That's how we came up with Content ID. Content ID. And I know everybody talking about, oh, Timberland's a sucker. Bro, if you know some of the real producers out here, and you know who some of these producers that never even produced, that had tons of ghost producers produce their biggest hits, trust me, a lot of y'all wouldn't be talking about Timbo right now. But let's get back to this. Content ID. How in the hell do you think we got to Content ID to where you can come on here, make a track, even if it's your track, you might have made the beat right here on the spot, and in Content ID be like, oh, hey, your stuff sounds like somebody else's stuff. Because guess what? All of your material has been fed into an AI model to detect what you got going on. Content ID is AI learning. Content ID is AI learning. So everything that we do is being learned by an AI. Right now, what's the company? Jeez Louise, I can't remember. But it's a publishing company that a lot of people used to do their admin stuff with, that just recently got bought out by the record companies. So everybody who signed up for this particular one admin company, the parent company got bought out, and now the record companies actually own that publishing company, to where now all of the songs that belong in that catalog now technically is owned by the record companies. That's why I keep saying that Timberland is not as big as what you guys, this situation with Timberland is not as big. He's telling you what he's doing. But a lot of you guys are right now uploading stuff to YouTube, uploading stuff to all of these platforms. As much as a lot of these places say they don't have anything to do with AI and whatever, that's why, if you notice, with the whole thing with TikTok, why the U.S. was like going so hard with TikTok, why they want a American control interest with ByteDance or whatever, which I'm not that big in it or whatever, but it's a reason why, because we're not worried about what's going on TikTok. They're worried about what is being fed through TikTok to servers that we don't have no control. It's a data control type of a system. We are in a data control, data rules right now, because with data, we know how human beings move. And just look at the names of all of these companies. The names of the companies to let you know. Google, we're looking at you through a lens. iPhone, Apple. What's the apple symbolize? Adam and Eve. Meta, Facebook. Like right now, YouTube has an AI trained model to where if you say anything too bad, your channel gets axed. You're right. You know what I'm saying? But this is the thing about it. And what it is a lot of people right now are mad at Timberland because they feel like, oh my God, he's stealing people's music. He's doing this, he's doing that. He's doing this and doing that. I'm telling you guys right now, that is your feelings getting involved with this. At least he's telling you what he's doing. He's telling you what he's doing. He's not like a lot of people right now who's not even telling you what they're doing. There's way bigger players in this whole AI situation than him, but y'all look at him as like, oh, this is, Timberland. He's real big. He's telling you what he's doing. But there are people that have been doing this way bigger. See, because this is the reason why is a lot of you guys will look at the situation with K Fresh, and now it's like, okay, we have like a really good producer, and Timberland took some stuff from this, and we're feeding this into the AI. K Fresh is a very dope producer. I like what he does. You know what I'm saying? And like I said before on this stream, Timberland was wrong. He should have at least shouted him out. It should have probably hit him up like, hey, man, I like what you're doing. Do you mind me using your song and feeding it to him? I think that he should have at least did that. Had a dialogue with him before he posted that up. I think he should have. I'm just being honest with you. I seriously think he should have had that conversation with him before. And Timberland's my guy, but he should have had that conversation with him. You know what I'm saying? But the thing about it is a lot of people are taking this and going completely left field with it because they're thinking they have these own perceptions of what like right now somebody said Tim needs to fight for us, not against us. AI has already been out. It's just that a lot of y'all are just now noticing it because we on YouTube are talking about it right now. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times. As per the terms of the agreement, he didn't have the right to upload it. Okay, then this is where people get kind of messed up with it. The minute you put something on IG, it's all off. It's in public. Now, if Timberland would have gotten somebody's beat and went to somebody's studio and slid the beat off the computer without it being uploaded and then put it on there, yes. That's why I'm saying is a lot of people try to be lawyers and try to look over these legal agreements, but you got to understand how legal agreements are. So I don't want to get too deep in there. I'm not a lawyer, but there's always a loophole within anything. It's a loophole with taxes. It's a loophole with everything, okay? But People try to get too technical and to whatever. But the minute you put anything on these social media sites, it belongs to them and is being fed to an AI model. What's good, Els? Right now, like Sound of Joy, our AI commercials flooding normal TV and people don't care. Like nobody cares about that. Like there's so many AI commercials right now and people don't even notice it, but nobody cares about that. But oh my goodness, oh man, my music, bro. Don't take my music. Yeah, it's very much a legal gray area dealing with AI. So now I can get a Bolo type beat without Bolo. What is my type beat? What's my type beat? Is there anywhere online where it says a Bolo type beat? Because if you look at my biggest hit versus what I actually make on here, I make pretty much a little bit of everything on here. So I don't have a type beat. Doesn't matter to me. People still gotta like the beat. They can put my name on the beat all they want. I've heard plenty of people say this beat is supposed to sound like this certain producer. I'm like, well, that sounds like the other 30,000 producers that made the same beat. You know what I'm saying? So he basically took his work, so what would stop him from doing anything else? This is the thing about it. Have we even heard any of the artists that Timberland has put out yet? Have we heard the artist yet? Have we heard anything from this artist yet? We haven't heard a song yet from this artist yet. We haven't seen a video yet from this artist yet. We haven't heard it. Thanks, Sick with it, the Kicks. Thank you so much. We haven't heard nothing yet. And everybody's flipping out, oh my God, he's feeding into the AI system or whatever. Man, that everything that you have created, that you put online, has already been fed into AI. Everything that you have put online, if you have placed anything online, has already been fed into AI. Thank you, Urban Tech Bro. Everybody is trying to find somebody to place the blame at this situation, but nobody's placing the blame at the real people. Y'all are more upset at Timberland than the actual creators of the doggone companies. I hear you, Urban Techno, bro. I'm pretty sure everybody can probably make the Whip Nene beat. It didn't take me long to make the beat. I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys can make that beat very quickly. I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all can make Young Jock Is Going Down beat very quickly. It's a lot of beats a lot of y'all can make very quickly. There's a lot of beats out here y'all could probably make in 10 minutes. You know what I'm saying? But like I'm saying, like everybody has this selective outrage. Everybody has this outrage. Oh my God, is this or whatever? But nobody's looking at the big picture. We don't own anything no more, y'all. We just renting space. We don't own nothing. We don't even own what we make right now because we're too busy to upload it up online. We don't own it. Let me repeat that to you guys. We do not own anything. Because right now, if YouTube wanted to use any segment of what I'm talking about right now and put it in a commercial, there is absolutely nothing I can do about it. If Instagram wanted to make a commercial and put you in that ad, they can do it. Technically, they could do it and they don't even have to even ask you for it. You'll just be seeing yourself in there like, dang, I made it on the IG ad. And if you try to hit somebody up, you can't even hit nobody up on IG. Y'all know y'all can't hit nobody up on IG. There's nothing you can do. Even if you try to get a lawyer to say, hey, IG put me up on an ad and they did it without my permission. Guess what? The lawyer gonna look at you like, hey, did you sign that agreement? Like right now, Eminem is suing Facebook for like $100 and some million. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, scantless beats. Yeah, yeah, everything is content ID tagged, yes, but it's still being fed through an AI system. Now, the cool thing about this is what people don't understand is the cool thing about AI is a lot of y'all are getting paid. Well, a lot of y'all are not, but a lot of y'all who did it the right way, like Scantless Beats, he got his stuff content ID tagged, right? So if anybody uses his stuff, he would get paid for it, right? He will technically get paid for it, but even though that YouTube technically has the right to use this stuff, IG technically has the right to use stuff, these platforms are still paying people, and the reason why is these platforms know if you don't pay these people something, it's going to be a revolt. They don't have to pay us anything, to be honest with you, but in technical terms, they need to pay us because they need the people. Not most, but not all. Okay, but they have to pay the people. If they did not pay the people, then it would be like, hold on, y'all not paying nobody nothing. But now you have some people like, man, I just made $1,000 from somebody using my songs and stuff on IG. Like if you go on Facebook and somebody's using your song, they take 80% of that. The other person keeps the 20. Facebook takes their cut, and you get the rest of the cut, and it goes to whatever your mechanicals or whatever your people that are collecting. So that's what I'm saying is like people are so upset over the wrong thing. They're upset over a person rather than the whole structure of what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Y'all are making it seem like, you know, when Timberland is feeding it into the AI, into computers, it's just like it goes and hooks up to a cord into his back, and then it goes to his brain, and then he makes the music that way. No, it's still going through the same thing that hundreds of thousands of other people are using every day. BBL Drizzy was an AI created track that was not made by Timberland. And even though everybody talking about Suno, they were using, they said that they came out and they were using AI models and this, that, whatever. And guess what happened? Has the website shut down yet? No, it has not. Why? Because they made a deal. Something that we ain't talking about, because that's not spicy news. The news isn't spicy for that. Oh my goodness. They just made a deal with the record labels, because guess what? We will never know that because that's not going to be in the public eye. We don't know what deal they made, because right now Suno is jumping right now. And I mean jumping. What's the other one? Undino, whatever it's called? Jumping right now. Jumping. These companies, because people are on these sites right now. There are people, while I'm making this video right now, there's somebody typing in a prompt on Suno right now and making a beat. And guess what? Y'all make it seem like it's a billion Timberlands on Suno. He's one person. I've even tried, like I said it before in the thing. I've even tried to use it. I just can't get jiggy with it. It takes a lot of people to do that. It takes somebody who knows how to make prompts. It takes somebody who knows how to program this stuff to where you can do this whole AI thing and make videos and all this stuff like that. It takes a lot to do that. I just can't do it. I'm 45 years old. I can't do it. So you have to have a team of people to do this, which means that team of people have to be taken care of. So you still have to have a human element involved with this. They typing in make a Bolo beat. That beat ain't gonna turn out too good. I'm gonna tell you that much. Shine B said I tried to make a Bolo beat in Suno, but it only gave me sounds and analog cases. Hey man, y'all better support my sounds and analog cases, man. I'm telling you, man, they make some good products. Mark Lamar said making music with AI is fun as fuck. I got bangers. But like people think that it, you know, like you have to have some type of a fall guy. And you know, we on YouTube or whatever. Okay, hold on, wait a minute. I just see something right. That Dorky Review Show. I'm not falling for the whole I'm trying to get ahead of the game type ish. Anyone who uses AI has to admit they need help and can't create themselves. I take pride in doing all on my own stuff. And let me ask you this question. That Dorky Review Show, are you making music to try to make money, or are you just making music just to have fun with it? Because a lot of people say that all the time, but then a lot of people get mad because they're in the same position that they never got any further in their music game like that. Because one thing about music, it takes collaboration. If you make music on a keyboard, guess what? You're getting help. If you take a guitar sound off of a keyboard, guess what? You're getting help because guess what? You're not playing the guitar. So guess what? The keyboard helped you out by doing that. If you make drums on an MPC, guess what? You're getting help because you're not playing drums on the key on the drums. If you're playing string sounds on a keyboard and you're using string sounds, you're getting help because you don't need a full orchestra. So yes, you're getting help. Either way, Dorky Review Show, I know you're not complaining about your position. I'm just saying, thinking of all the melody, you're still getting help. Most of the big songs right now that are out, most of the big songs that came out before have all required help. We all know about Danger. Timberland and Danger produced a lot of stuff with Timberland. I love Danger's production, but let's be real. We would not have known about Danger Hands if it wasn't for Timberland. And I'm not saying this in a bad way. I'm not saying it in a bad way at all. And I hope he doesn't take this the wrong way because I like Danger Hands. I like what he does. But we would have not known as much about Danger Hands if he didn't work for Timberland. I don't know about his front story or his back story. I don't know. And I need to do that. Shawty Red and D Rich. Correct. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of producers who have worked with other producers and they came up. We would not have known about Timberland if he didn't work with Devontae. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure if, Pharrell, this is another thing that a lot of people don't know. Pharrell actually was actually kind of discovered by Tim and Bob. I talked to Tim personally, and Pharrell and them were doing their thing, and then Tim and Bob, from what I can kind of gather when I talk to Tim, I don't want to tell the whole story because I got to have Tim explain it to y'all. But Tim and Bob, one of the most successful R&B producers of all times. A lot of people, y'all need to do research on Tim and Bob. He was telling me about how they met Pharrell with the Neptunes over at Dallas Austin studio back in the day. And they were just out getting it. You know what I'm saying? Moving around and getting it. And they had something to do with that. So everybody has had some type of a platform, okay? And somebody else has came from under somebody else, like me, Kevin Shakespeare Briggs. I came underneath him, Shakespeare, who produced TLC's No Scrubs, Bills for Beyonce and them, for Destiny's Child. You know what I'm saying? Produced Pink Song, produced all these big records. I came up under him. You know what I'm saying? Tim and Bob came up under Jimmy. Okay, so like I'm saying, everybody has had some type of help. Even the song Bad and Bougie from Metro. Metro didn't produce that by himself. He had help. And these are the things. I remember one thing like this. And this is one thing I need to clear up with a lot of people. A lot of people like, oh man, I did everything by myself. I'm doing everything by myself. And guess what? A lot of people are doing things by themselves, at home by themselves, still wishing that they could be at the top. But they don't know how to even collaborate with people. A lot of people say they want to collaborate with people, but they don't even know how to collaborate with people. Some people would get in there and try to collaborate with people and be totally lost in that situation. Nothing works doing things on your own. Even if you made the beat by yourself, a lot of times that beat would have floated this is back in the day. That beat would have floated to about 20 artists before it actually made the song. I know y'all seen a whole bunch of these videos where these artists talk about, oh man, I skipped that beat first. Such and such had that beat first. I had that beat first. This person had that beat first. You know what I'm saying? So that's why, like I try to tell people, like, everybody has had help. AI, will it be a thing that replaces everybody? I don't know. It can't. It just, in my eyes, it can't. Because I've seen technology over the years and I've seen what didn't happen. Like I tell people a lot of times is, you know what I'm saying? Joseph Airborne, you just said some shit just now. I like what you're saying. You said, I like using AI, but I feed it my own shit, not the next man's creations. There has to be ethics. But you got to understand this. For the AI to detect your own shit, it has to go off of something else. The AI needs to have a whole bunch of examples for it to even know what is your own shit. You kind of get what I'm saying? So for you to feed, say for instance, you use a certain type of kick, a certain type of snare, a certain type of bass, a certain type of melody, in order for the AI to even detect that, it has to be fed a whole bunch of other shit for it to know, oh, he used the Rhodes on this. Oh, he uses this on this. Oh, he uses this certain type of snares. Now I can feed this back to him. You have to feed it something in order for it to know. It just can't take your stuff. Like, say for instance, if the AI was only fed nothing but horses and frog noises, and then you fed it your stuff, and that's all it had, how is it going to feed you back your shit? It can't do that. It has to have a whole bunch of stuff for it to be able to feed back to you. That's why I'm saying is all of these companies have been feeding these AI models stuff for a very long time. We're just now getting hip to this stuff. It's almost kind of like the military. The military has stuff that was made 40 years ago, 50 years ago that we're just now using now, that we're just now finding out about now. It's the same way with this AI stuff. I wouldn't say 40 or 50 years, but I believe AI is literally 10 years above, beyond what we even know what it is right now. Okay? The AI is 10 years ahead of us right now. And I'm talking about not even just what's going on in the States, but we don't even know what's going on elsewhere. That whole A-pop and all that stuff like that, that's AI stuff, and people are consuming that stuff overseas. Timberland is hired as Suno as an advisor. He represents that company. He originally represented himself as help for an up-and-coming producer. Now it seems like he's pushing the machine. The machine is going to get pushed with Timberland or not. Do you know how many people right now are on Suno uploading stuff and typing in prompts and stuff like that? It's going to work with him or not. He's just a face. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. He's just a face. That's like if I go over to Suno and say, for instance, if they pay me to say, hey, Bolo, will you make a video about Suno? I'm just a face. Thank you, Salam. Thank you for putting that on here. Like, people got to understand that, like, it's way more to this. You know what I'm saying? It's way more to this. Yes, you're a Bolo, but what happens if they create an AI Bolo, and then what do you do to differentiate from the fake you? Man, that I can't say until that actually happens. There's no, it really, like, I want you to look at it. If somebody, King Hannibal, if somebody came online and they went that far out the way and made a fake King Hannibal, what could you do about it? I mean, just seriously. What could you do? What would you do? Like, tell me exactly what would you do? It's nothing that you could really do. Yeah, how do you know I'm the real Bolo? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, if you sign up to be the face, you sign up for the hate and truth too. I'm just trying to, and I'm not saying that this is the right thing to do. I'm not saying AI is the right or the wrong thing to do. But I try to tell people all the time is, don't sit here and bury your blessings because you feel disrespected in a sense. Everybody in music has been disrespected. Just get trademarks along with your copyrights. They'll have to pay you for your likeness. Okay, cool. But we all know how long that stuff takes. And then we have to look at what you have already uploaded to certain sites and what permissions you have already gave these sites to give you. Then we have to get a trademark on certain things. And if the trademark is, but a lot of people don't understand is a trademark is how you would, like, it's a picture. So like the McDonald's arch, that's a trademark. You know what I'm saying? That's not trademarking McDonald's because there's other businesses called McDonald's. You know what I'm saying? But if you're eating at the McDonald's fast food chain, you're going to see that arch that shows that trademark of that arch. Nobody cannot use that arch. That's what trademarking is. Trademarking your name means how you would put your name in a specific art format. That trademarks that. So if I made Bolo with a big B and a small O and then a big L and like a whole bunch of other O's and I submitted it into the trademark, then they could trademark how that Bolo looks. You know what I'm saying? That's all that is. There's tons of other Bolos out here. I'm just Bolo the producer. You can trademark how your name looks. Okay? You can copyright your songs. Like I have songs that are copywritten, but this is what people fail to tell you. Inside of those long agreements that y'all guys just click on when you sign up to IG or whatever, you agree that if they change anything in these agreements, you already agree to any changes going forward. So right now, they can say on IG, today we feel like taking everybody's name and likeness and we're going to use it and there's nothing you can do about it. You've already agreed that you said that you're agreeing to any changes to any other agreements. That's why they always tell y'all, if you notice, they have certain times where they send you, hey, we updated some terms in our agreements. They didn't say, hey, look at the upgraded terms in the agreements and make sure you sign off on it. No, they'll just say, hey, we just updated some terms in our agreements. You might want to check that out. Nobody never does because you've already agreed that you're going to agree with the updates that you have already agreed to. So you've already agreed to it. However, I got to give these social media places some credit because they are still working with artists and producers to make sure you get paid because they got to keep you happy because they need the music. They need the human music. Yep, people just click and keep moving on. They need the music. They need your human element to it. They need the humans to react to certain videos. They need the funny videos. They need the serious videos. They need the videos about what's going on in different countries and war and stuff like that. They need that because they need human eyes on it. Human eyes create ad revenue. And since humans are watching this, they have to pay the humans something back, even though it is less than pennies on the dollar. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm saying right now, they can technically do whatever they want. The minute you upload anything to IG, Facebook, TikTok, whatever, they technically own it because it supersedes whatever else you thought. But they're generous enough to say, hey, we'll at least take care of that. That's right now. On IG, they don't even have anything to where they're going to pay you back for your music, really. They can set their own rate because they technically own it the moment that it hits on the IG. That's why they can give you any rate. That's why they don't have to pay you for every time it plays. They pay you for every time it is shown on somebody's new page. So like, say for instance, my song, I got the song on there, it's Friday and I'm broke. It's Friday and I'm broke. I got gazillion spins on Facebook and Instagram and all that stuff. But I haven't made anything because how they do it is they set it to where it doesn't matter how many times the song played on an actual video. It only matters how many times the video was uploaded. So even though I have a video that might have 20 million views of my song on there, it only counts for one stream because it's only one upload. They can set their own rules because technically once I signed off onto IG, I got to follow the rules. Now, if that would have happened on iTunes, it's different. I would have made a nice little grip of money. But I wouldn't, you know what I'm saying? That's the thing is. That's just how it works. So should I get mad at IG? But nah, I'm not mad at IG because that little bit took me to a whole nother level. Just like right now. People knew about K-Fresh, they knew about Cuddy Fresh, but they know about him now even more. And right now, he needs to capitalize on what is going on. But he needs to capitalize in a way to where it doesn't seem like he would be an issue. See, this is what I'm gonna get at too. This is the reason why a lot of people, including Timberland, including me, including a lot of people, don't like to deal with artists because you have to deal with the artist stuff. Now, I want y'all to be really, really, listen to me now. Listen to me now. Listen to me. My whole life, since I was doing music, I was putting out artists. Even when I was in college, I had a group from Mississippi. That was my first group I ever had. I put them out. Right? From there, I had another group from my college. I put them out. From there, I had another group of guys in college. I put them out, and we had a nice little bit of success. We opened up for a lot of people throughout Alabama, Mississippi, Tennessee. I have always been dealing with artists, underground artists. I've been putting them out, putting my own money into it. Even when I didn't have no money, I took my own stuff, and I've been putting out artists over and over and over. When I got to Florida, I put out artists. I dealt with artists. When I got to Atlanta, I would work with artists. I would put out artists. I would put my own money to it. And I've been through every possible situation that you can with artists. And I've been through it all. Even with Silento. We went through it with him. You know what I'm saying? Me and him talked recently before, the whole sentence and everything like that. We talked. And even he'll say, man, I was just tripping, man. I was tripping at that time, because he thought that I was taking money from it because he didn't understand how music paid out. He didn't understand, record labels take 85%. Then you get the 15% after everything recoups. And then from there, everything comes out of the artist's budget. Then people get paid from that point. And it's a lot of stuff that goes on. And then once you kind of get older and you kind of understand, and when you start getting your own artists, then you're like, oh my God, like this is what people got to go through? A lot of artists don't understand how they are to other people until they finally get their own artist, and then that artist starts acting the same way they acted towards somebody else. So I get why some people are like, shit, why get something that doesn't even talk back? Wow. And this is not just hip hop artists. This is every genre. Like, it's even worse on the pop side. It's just not in headlines like that. You know, hip hop artists, they'll get online quick. Pretend this is a cell phone. They'll be like, yeah, bro, they just stole money from me. Yeah, they just did it just now. They stole my money. Everybody else is kind of like, hey, man, just get the lawyers and everything. We're still going to work, but let's just get the lawyers and get this stuff figured out. No solutions around it. Stay promoting all these companies for your bread, bro. Like at the end of the day, it's the same way. It's the same thing. It's the same thing, like around the way. People have to deal with artists, and it's tough. It's tough dealing with artists. You got to think you got somebody that you might have spent, and I'm just gonna keep it realistic. I probably never spent no more than about $5,000 or $10,000 on an artist. Don't get me wrong, but there's some people. Every artist that I've had, and I'm gonna be truthful now. Every artist that I've had, except for one group, I never signed. They were not signed the record to me. I just went on the strength of their word and my word, because the only reason why you need contracts is if something messes up. That's the only time you need contract. If everything was a peachy world and never everything went perfectly fine, we would never need contracts. But you only need contracts if something messes up. But I've always trusted everybody I work with, even though I was spending my own money. I was spending my publishing money. I was spending money I could have used to buy my daughter a Benz if I wanted to. Or I could have used that money to get some upgrades to my house. I could have used that money to buy more hats and buy more shirts and buy more equipment. But I was putting that into an artist. And then the artist would turn around and be like, oh, you're not doing it right. You need to do it my way. And I'm like, hold on, wait a minute. You came here with no money, no studio, no songs, no nothing. I'm spending all the money and you telling me what I need to be doing? Fuck it. I'm getting an AI artist. Nah, I'm not doing that. But, that's why I try to tell people, some of these people are like, man, shoot, okay, if humans are still listening to it and we can just get an AI artist and they're not going to talk back, we just tell it what it's doing and people still going to buy from it, even though it's not going to be the biggest artist in the world, and even if it's not going to be the biggest sector in music, why not just do that? That's what some people are thinking in the record business right now. Hey, we know AI is not going to take over, but is there any money to be made? And somebody might be like, yeah, we can make a few million. Like a few million? Yeah. So you mean to tell me we ain't got to pay the artists? Nope. So who we got to pay for publishing? Whoever makes the AI music. So we can just go somewhere like Suno. But first of all, let's go ahead and sue them real quick so we can try to get a chunk of it, inquire them a little bit first so they can get aligned with us. And then that way we can take care of this. So what did they do? They went after the AI people, and then after that, we ain't hear nothing else about it because everybody came into some type of agreement that, hey, we're all going to work as one big happy family. But what we're going to do is, what y'all need to do is, we need to make everybody else happy too. So if you pay a little bit per month, you will have enough credits to where you can use these songs. And guess what? You can use these songs without having any type of copyright infringement, even though that we created it. But as long as you're paying us a little bit a month, boom, you can use it. Bam, bingo, we figured it. So now, even though we're not the biggest sector, we can still use the stuff that y'all are using, make an AI artist, and then boom, we're good. Nobody thinks about that. However, when Timberland comes on here and he says, hey, this is what I'm doing, I think this is kind of cool. Oh my God, Timberland is the devil. He is this, that, and that. AI is the devil, is this, that, whatever. But nobody's thinking about all the other actors and players, which they don't need to. I said that before. B Jamming since birth. You cannot stop a moving train, and really you cannot stop a moving Scud missile right now. Okay? This ain't no train. This is a moving Scud missile. Wherever you try to move, that Scud missile is moving with you. Bolo just gave y'all the business plan, so you ain't got to sing about being broke every Friday. And then now with the AI stuff, now you can chop up stems. So if you're not that good of a producer, you can actually make some AI stuff. And then if you have a subscription, they'll send you the stems chopped up. And if they're not chopped up even more, you can throw it into Logic Pro or whatever, and then they'll take their AI stuff and they'll chop it up even more. Then they have this other one where they have like up to 14 stem chop up. So now you can just chop up. But you know what? Hold on, let me think about something. Wait a minute. That's what they said about stems. They said that stems is gonna ruin music. Didn't they say that? Didn't they say when we run our songs through stems, you'll be able to steal anybody's song and take the stems and it's gonna destroy music? Didn't they say that? Didn't they say that stems was going to destroy music? Didn't I hear that a few years ago? Didn't they say that when stems came out? Especially when the MPC stems and stuff came out. Everybody, they're going to steal the stems. They're going to take the stems. They're going to do this and do that. No, hasn't happened. Hasn't happened. Hasn't happened. I've heard people steal known drums from big records now. That's been going on. Every snare, every kick, everything has came from definitely came from Funky Drummer. They were already taking all these kicks and snares that everybody been using has all been sampled. You just cannot. One thing you can't do is you cannot really go after like a drum loop. Really, you can't do it. Now melodies you can, but you really can't come after a drum loop like that. And then right now, this is what people got to understand too: is everything is so universal right now. Like a pop song that's a hit right now, you're gonna find 50,000 other pop songs that sound the same. A hip hop song that's a hit right now, you're gonna find 50,000 other songs that sound the same. It's not the AI that's the threat; it's the humans that's the threat because we copy. Yeah, the amen break. AI is not the threat. Humans have always been the threat because we copy whatever is popular. The minute and ones, y'all gotta remember this. Not and ones. You gotta remember Air Force Ones. Air Force Ones had been out for a long time. But then when the rappers got a hold of it, oh my goodness. Y'all remember back in the day, you can get and ones for like $25, like $25, $30 out of that magazine. What was that magazine back in the day? They used to sell the shoes back in the day. Y'all know it's what I'm talking about. You used to be able to get those, the Charles Barkley. You can get like 3 shoes for like $100 back in the day. Then now these shoes are going for like $140, $150. What's that magazine? Y'all know what magazine I'm talking about, especially all you older guys. What was that magazine? where they had all the shoes in it and everything. You used to be able to order the shoes on there. East Bay. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. East Bay. You used to be able to go and get you some and-ones for the low. For the low. And then the rappers got a hold of it. And then them and-ones went from like $24 to $39, $39 to $49, $49 to $59. And it just skipped $69. It went like straight to like $84.99. Then boom, it hit $100. Now and-ones right now are going for like $115, $120 in the stores. Unless you get the and-ones that have colors in the swooshes or whatever, like certain colors. Like you can get the blue and white ones. I had got the New York Knicks blue ones and the white ones for like $85. Right? But everything becomes pop when everybody's going to copy something when it comes popular because it's a supply and demand situation. The only business that does not work on supply and demand is the record business. You know what I'm saying? That's right, Sounds of Joy. But the only business that doesn't supply and demand is not, because if you have a popular track, the one thing the record company is going to do is like, hey, man, we need to find that guy who made that track. Or we need to find some producers who made that track. Instead of paying that producer who made that track, we're going to find some other producers and have them just remake the track. And then guess what? We have a ton of options because we have another 40,000 other people that are making the same type of tracks right now. And one, too. Everybody's wearing them big ass and one outfits everywhere. Yes, I do. I can say and one because you remember and one was huge. Everybody's wearing them big ass shorts going down to their damn ankles and trying to do a crossover, and the crossover couldn't go all the way through because it was getting stuck because the shorts were so damn long by the crotch. Like for you, like I'm gonna tell you something, and I know I'm getting off a subject right here. For you to be a top hooper in 2000 to about 2007, for you to be like a top hooper with them long ass shorts on, you were good. You were good. To do a crossover and to do them moves with them long ass shorts on and them long, because you remember even college and the NBA had to conform to what And1 was doing. Everybody was wearing. You look at them old videos of Kobe and LeBron. They got them long ass jerseys on. to where the NBA was like, hold on, wait a minute. We need to pull these up over our knees. The Fab Five. The Fab Five started that, really, yeah. No, it wasn't Allen Iverson. It was the Fab Five that started that. Come on now. If you did a crossover in them, nigga, you was good. Them long-ass jerseys when the thing used to come cut all the way down here. Almost seemed like you were wearing like them workout outfits where it used to cut all the way down here. And everybody hooping in them cheap-ass And1 shoes. Everybody ankles getting fucked up because them And1 shoes were made like the big baller shoes when they first came out. No shades of big baller shoes. Come on there. Even the Sun said them shoes weren't right. But shout out to the Big Baller brand. Shout out to their dad and everything, man, for, putting their sons on. Ooh, Dada. Ooh, yeah, Dada was big too. And them Galaxy tees. Boy, y'all know about some of y'all been shopping in the flea market. I know y'all been in the flea market because them Dada tees used to be in them flea markets heavy. Y'all know it. Everybody who's over the age of 30, y'all know about that time right there. Like right now, and getting back on subject, somebody just said something pretty good. Nas per se said something. UMG and UDO don't need to own the songs; they just need tech and the Drake NIL. Yeah, this is the thing about it. Every single artist that is signed to these record labels, every single one of their songs that they put out are going to the same AI servers as your stuff. They're going to the same thing. So if you type in a prompt to say, hey, I need my song to sound like this, boom, it comes back. You're like, how did it do that? Because everything that they own are going into there too. But y'all still talking about these dadas. So like, like I was saying before, and I ain't want to get too winded on here today. Like, I understand where this is going at. And to answer your question, will AI take over? To me, being personally, from what I've been through with the tech and everything, no. I don't think it's going to take over. I don't think people are going to lose jobs and stuff like that. I just think it's going to be more contained like how it was before. We went through a point of music, and I'm going to talk about this too. We went through a point of music where everybody was just involved with this. But now it's getting back to where things are being contained in a sense. Because if you don't know how to do this, you're not going to be involved with this. It's kind of like the helicopter in movies. And I'm going to break this down and we're going to talk about this before. Like, it's like a helicopter. And back in the day, if you wanted an aerial shot, you needed a helicopter, and you needed a pilot, and you needed a cameraman, and you needed this. So you needed at least about 6 or 7 people in that helicopter to do that one scene. And that was thousands of dollars to shoot a scene like that, let alone sometimes you had to shoot that scene for days. However, now that you got drones, you don't need the helicopter. You don't need the man with the expensive camera and everything. All you need is one person with a drone. And what it did is it cut out a whole bunch of jobs. The same thing with AI. This is what AI will replace is, say for instance, there's a producer who produces a song and he may write a song. He can take his voice and kind of sing the song out and then say, hey, can you make this in such and such voice that made it a type of prop in there, and then boom, it layers that over a beat. So what will happen is maybe some songwriters may be replaced, but some songwriters won't, because not every songwriter is as dope as some of the top songwriters that are out. Just because you can use AI for certain things doesn't mean that it's going to be good. That's why I try to tell people all the time is, even if you did use AI, it does not mean that you're going to like it. Even when Timberland did take Cut It Fresh's stuff and fuse it in, some people are like, that was kind of mid. We ain't really like it. Some people are like, oh, that was dope. And then some people are like, I ain't really like it. I liked it better how it was by itself. You cannot replace the human element. That is right. Benjamin since birth. You cannot replace the human element. Some people going to like it. Some people are not going to like it. Some people are going to really like it. Some people are really going to hate it. That's why I said the human element is not going anywhere. Gifted brother, right. If you was trash before AI, your AI is going to be trash. Correct. If AI was going to take over, then every single last one of us right now would have a record deal right now because we made the perfect AI record. It does not work like that. It's what happened with the NFTs, like I said in my last video. You can talk about the NFTs, you can talk about all this stuff. But the NFTs, everybody's like, oh my God, the NFTs are going to be this new art form and this, that, whatever. And oh my God, we can put money into it and da-da-da-da-da. And then guess what? Done with. Nobody's talking about NFTs because it crashed bad. And I told everybody, I was like, hey, if you want to do this NFT stuff, you better do this thing quick, because I don't see this lasting like that, because there was no human process with it. There's no human process with it. You know what I'm saying? So you can use AI as much as you want, but it's not like that. It's like, okay, even with when Drake had used the BBL Drizzy and Sexy Red song. Okay, yeah, the BBL Drizzy was one of the biggest examples of AI becoming like a big song. But we haven't heard nothing like that since then. We haven't heard nothing like that since then. Because even though it was cool, it was fun at the time, it didn't take her song, it didn't make her song the biggest song in the world. Her song was not the biggest song in the world. Right now, still the biggest selling songs in the world are stuff that was made years ago. Michael Jackson's Thriller album is still outselling a lot of the stuff right now. And we know how that was made. So no. You know what I'm saying? No. Everybody thought auto-tune was gonna kill real R&B and all this stuff like that. We're fine. We haven't heard another AI snippet like that. And even the same guy who did make BBL Drizzy, he's still doing stuff to this day. None of the stuff is still bigger than BBL Drizzy. Because it's still a human element. And then on the flip side of this, some AI is actually good. Look at Benny Siegel. He used AI to recreate his voice. That was a good way of using AI. Nah, Four Bats is not AI. That's a real person. Nah, Metro Boomin didn't make BBL Drizzy. Metro just reposted it. He just reposted it what somebody else made, and then Drake actually used the person who actually made the BBL Drizzy. And then if you gotta look at the whole story, they actually went through some issues because they didn't really know how to really even like get everything like approved and everything. So they made a way to where it worked out. You know what I'm saying? Didn't AI make a Weekend and Drake song that had people fooled? Yeah, it sounded really good, but even that song didn't really blow up because people didn't feel the human element inside of it. You know what I'm saying? So like, even these remixes people are doing with AI, people know that it's like it's something embedded in it in us. It's something embedded in us to where we know something just ain't right. That's one thing about humans. Humans, they'll be like, hold on, man. Something just ain't right. Kind of like Tory and whole Megan Thee Stallion thing. We ain't gonna get into that though. But something just ain't right. Something just ain't right. But yeah. It's just unfortunate how everything can be. Yeah. Oh yeah. The DOC. That would be dope if he would use that. That would be dope. That would be dope. That would be dope. That would be dope. Hold on one second, y'all. But yeah. Hold on one second. Let me tell you. It's my barber. Hold on, it's my barber calling me. I'm trying to. He like hit me up. Hold on. But yeah, it you know, like I try to tell people, it's still a human element involved with this. I don't think it's a real threat. I don't think it's a real threat, but it could be used in some good ways. It could be used in some bad ways. But to sit here and to try to point fingers at like, this person's doing it wrong, this person's doing it wrong. We don't know how many people have taken stuff from people online and have fed that stuff through the AI system. We don't know this. We don't know. We don't know how many people have taken anything. Like, we don't know, y'all know how it's so easy to rip things online from YouTube and stuff like that. We don't know. You know what I'm saying? We don't know. So, like, at the end of the day, we have to sit here and we really have to look at what has already been fed into that. When you put stuff online, you already kind of got to know already, like, somebody's going to take this. So it could have been Timberland. It could have been several other people. It could have been people that could have did it. Because, like, you don't know how these people work, man. It's a lot of people that do a lot of stuff that you don't even know nothing about. At least Timbo actually put it out there. And he put it out there. Now, he should have credited the boy. He should have went there and should have talked to him before that and at least said, hey, do that. But I'm telling you, whenever you put something out, just expect for somebody to use it some shape of way. Like, right now, I got videos, like all my funny videos I was doing on IG. I got people who took my audio, who took everything and recreated it for themselves. I don't have people completely take my picture out of it and they try to act like they were me. I have people when my stuff shows up from IG and it kind of bounces around, they don't cover it up with all type of pictures and stuff like that. That's just how it is. You know what I'm saying? Just expect. You know what I'm saying? Just expect for people to take your stuff. That's just how this thing has been. Okay? Let's just take it for how it is. And I understand that everybody is in some type of way because that's how they feel. But what I will say is, in situations like this, capitalize on it in a sense, but don't make it seem like you're going to be difficult to work with because people are watching this. That's why I've been kind of staying out of it, but I like to do a different perspective on it. I'm not saying AI is right. I'm not saying it's wrong, but I am taking a different approach to how this thing is, okay? And at the end of the day, is it going to take over? No. No. Because what is being done has already been done. Every drum loop, every drum pattern, every keyboard chord, every progression has all been done already. We, at this point right now, we're just repatching. We're nothing but repatching things up right now. Everything has been done already. Everything. Everything. And then people want to place the blame on one or two people when you got whole companies that have whole departments dedicated to making sure the AI stays on point. Nobody talks about them. Nobody talks about the servers that are keeping all of this stuff because a lot of people are using Google servers. Nobody's talking about that role. Who's the servers that are keeping all of this stuff? Nobody talks about that. Nobody talks about your iPhone right now. Every time you're talking to your iPhone, it listens. Like, my iPhone is listening to me right now. It's picking up my diction. It's just that it let me know that it's doing it. It didn't. The people from iPhone ain't got to let you know that. You bought the phone. You into the contract as soon as you bought the phone. Except for composition as a whole, you can still copyright everything. But what I'm trying to tell people is, when you upload your stuff to these major platforms, that agreement that you agreed to, that you just pressed a little check mark that you never read, that supersedes anything, whatever, because you said that at that point, that is owned by us. And then we already know, and then see, this is what people are like, but well, they did something with the music companies where they were taking the copyrights. Yes, they had to do that because guess why? Let's look at a scenario, and I'm going to break this down because I know a lot of y'all ain't going to watch to this point, and I know a few of y'all are. But what happened was, the reason why the record companies is because, say, for instance, you're an artist and you had songs that were already copywritten before IG and TikTok and all that stuff came out. And then that song is now being used even without your known consent on a certain site. That was the issue of why they did that. But if you are somebody who owns your music and you place your music on there with the full knowledge of you putting it on IG, that supersedes the copyright even that you have. They had to do that with the record companies for all of the older songs that nobody never, ever intended for it to even be on IG like that. That's why they had to do that deal with those older companies. That's why they did that. It has nothing really to do with none of the new stuff. It's everything dealing with the old stuff. That's why you can't find no print stuff or stuff like that, because with the older stuff, everything else now is here. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, anything that you know what I'm saying, like say for instance, like an older artist that's not living right now, of course he didn't go on IG and say, hey, you can use my stuff. But either way, their stuff is usually controlled by the record company, because a lot of times the record companies control the copyright. So if you have an older artist that's passed and then the record company controls the copyright for those 30-something years or 75, whatever years it is, 75 years before you can get the copyright come back, or 30, it's like 30-something years before you can get it to come back or reverse it, something like that. I got to look more into it. My lawyer told me about it the other day. But they own the copyright to an artist that has already died. Now their song, now that particular song is being played on IG, and the record company's like, okay, well, how is this song being played on here when we did not sign up for this? The artist couldn't have signed up for it. Hold on, we need to get our coins from this. So now they were suing for all that back catalog that people were just uploading from out the blue, and now that's how that happened. So we got to look at this from a different perspective, people. Let's not sit here and place blame on just several people, because I understand it. I understand everybody's like, oh, we're doing this and this and whatever. We have to understand that there are more power players to this than just one person. And he was wrong. I'm going to say this again. He should have talked to the guy. He should have said, hey, yo, let's I want to use the song. Is it okay for me to use it? This, that, whatever, before I place it on here. Yeah, yeah. But we don't know how many other people have already took that. And then plus, I'm almost 99.9% sure the minute that it uploaded to IG, it went through their servers into the content ID stuff, and it went to another server to where it's being fed into AI. So I think even before Timberland got to it, I think it was already fed into an AI system. That's how we got. Like I said before in this video. That's how we got content ID and all this other type of stuff. This stuff has already been done. It's already been done, man. Already been done. But yeah, let me go ahead. My barber just canceled on me for some odd reason, so I gotta figure out how to get my kid's haircut. He just canceled on me. But we're gonna figure this out. I'm gonna do another live too, man. So if you guys want me to do more lives like this, I'm gonna do some live cook-ups as well. So they can go ahead and rip that from me too. They can go ahead and use that for the AI system too when I do my cook-ups on here. But yeah, the only thing that you own is the stuff that you don't put out. Pretty much. The only thing you own is the stuff that you do not put out. Okay? But yeah, hey, what I do want to say is this: I appreciate everybody coming on here and rocking out with me. We had a really cool conversation. If you guys want to state your case or state your piece about this, as soon as the live stream is over, please go into the comment section. Let me know how you feel. Those comments stay up forever. So, and I like to respond back to your comments, especially after the stream is over. Please share this stream if you can. Go on and just press the little share button and share it so other people can see it. And if you haven't donated, please donate to the chat, man. That'll be really cool. It really helps out, because, live streams do not pay that much. And, it just really helps me out for me to be able to do more stuff. The more people help out, with the creators and stuff, the more stuff we can actually put out, and we can have these conversations and really continue to keep pushing a lot of these issues forward. So, support me. If it's not just me, support another creator. It doesn't matter if it's $1, $2, $5, $10, $20. Try to support us, because this takes a lot to even do this. Like, I still have to set up to even do these lives and everything. Like, just try to support. If it's not me, support somebody you really like. Just send them a $5 donation, or send something to the PayPal, the Cash App, like I have mine down here in the video description. Just do that, man. It helps out. Or get like a membership subscription, something like that, just to help out us creators, because we're actually talking about a lot of important things right now, rather than just being on here making beats and showing off our cats and showing off our dogs and pottery. We're actually really on here trying to, have our opinions. Sometimes they're the same and sometimes they're different, but we try to make as good as content as we can with what we have. And a lot of times we're doing it ourselves. A lot of times we're taking time off from things that we're doing. So if you can help out, please help out a creator. It doesn't have to be me. It doesn't have to be me today, but just try to help out a creator by hitting a little cash sign down there, sending some bread over, or hitting it through PayPal or Cash App. You can do that. Thank you so much, Sounds of Joy. Thank you so much for the AI haircut. Thank you so much for that donation, man. Thank you so much. Scantless Beats, thank you, man, for coming on here. Thank you so much for having a dialogue on here, man. You were bringing up some really good points and saying some good things. It's all good with me. Thanks to everybody that's been on here. If you guys do want to donate, please, if you can. If you can't, I totally understand. But I want to be able to have more conversations, and the more I see that on live, the more I'll be coming on live, and that way we can have these type of conversations. But Sounds of Joy, I think you just won the comment of the day for that. But I appreciate you guys for coming on the live today. Thank you guys so much. And check out for another live to be coming on very soon once again. So y'all enjoy y'all day. Stay safe out here. Don't let this AI thing trip you up. It's all good, man. We're going to be fine. And like I always say, peace out. 19 years old? Okay, Sounds of Joy. I'm going to check you out, man. I'm going to check you out. All right, y'all. Peace out.